Greetings everyone and happy Halloween. It's Barbara. And even though I've had this doll for a little bit of time now, I wanted to save this review until Halloween. And I will explain. If you notice, she's wearing a very beautiful red gown. And many, many years ago, I wrote a novel called Heaven Isn't Too Far Away. And at 2 points in the story, the heroine wears a red gown to the ball. And this is the gown that she wears toward the end of the novel. Never told anybody about the novel, never told anybody about the gown. There is no way anyone could have known. And yet here is Anja looking very much like the heroine of my novel. And that's one of the great joys of being a doll collector, of having that great experience where you can truly relate to a doll and at so many levels and in so many ways. Let's continue to talk about the dress, separate and apart from my own creativity. This is a beautiful gown with not only a tulle overlay over red satin, but the tulle itself is embroidered gorgeously, as you can see, or I shall hold it up to the screen. As you can see, beautiful embroidery, not just at the edge of the tulle, but also, if I put the skirt back down, you will see it's also toward the middle of the skirt. The skirt itself, the skirt is asymmetrical. The tulle creating the train, there's the train, is asymmetrical. The layer of tulle that has the embroidery, it's a beautiful vine pattern, almost like thorns. There's also, if you can see here, this beautiful shimmering sequin. And what is very nice is Integrity Toys did include a whole bunch of sequins to replace as necessary, if you know someone who can do that. Underneath the layer of tulle that is embroidered and sequined is another layer of tulle, perhaps a smidge thicker than the tulle that has the embroidery. And then you do get to the base of the red satin, fully lined, I might add. I really cannot go very far up the skirt because if you will notice at the waist, it's cinched and gathered, and it is incredibly tight. I had to use a flashlight to even see if she's wearing panties. Spoiler alert, she is. They are nude colored, so it's really not even important to talk about that. It's much more important to talk about the construction of the gown. The gown, as I said, the base is red satin, and you can see that the embroidery continues up through the bodice at the sweetheart neckline. There's also sequinting there as well. Very quickly, just to also talk about this a little bit, because of her nails, you want to be very careful. Not only did the doll come with hands that are wrapped, and I'll show you them in a second, the arms and the nails were wrapped so it wouldn't catch on this tool, so be very careful with that. It's also incredibly scratchy. So if you were to turn this around, and I am, you will see that it closes with hook and eye in the back, which I will not attempt to open and close again because of the tool. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We haven't seen a gown like this from them in a very long time. And again, just to show you, the train extends out by, I would say, maybe 3.5, 4 inches. So if this was a person, I would say that that's about a half foot. If this was an actual person wearing this gown, I would say that that would extend about a foot behind her. So this would definitely be someone, if she was walking the red carpet, she would need a personal gown holder. And just to scroll again so you can see the asymmetrical cut on the train. This is gorgeous. I mean, the NuFantasy that was in purple was gorgeous, but this is like head and shoulders way above anything else. As I said, this is on, and I fully admit that a lot of what I'm saying also comes from the fact, again, very personally to me, without anybody possibly knowing it, this is the physical manifestation of something I created in my head 20 years ago. No idea how that happened. Let's take a look at her face. Just want to put in a little extra light on her face so you can see what we're talking about. Her eyes are blue. There is a little bit of like a lavender mauve eyeshadow at the very bottom of the lid. The eyes are lined in black, and the lashes are real. They are applied, and if I turn her to the side, you will see that they are extraordinarily long, going over the bridge of the nose, which is a little unusual for a new face or for fashion royalty. By the way, since we're here, she's got that lovely blush to her cheek. I also want to gently pull back her hair to show you the earring that looks like a thorn coming through her ear to a dropped earring with a red gemstone, which is actually lighter than the ring, but we'll talk about the ring in a second. We'll hold the camera back up. The lip is a matte red that is actually much paler than the dress, but is closer to actually the embroidery on the dress, and is a perfect match to the color of the ring. Hold that thought again. But I do want to also talk about the necklace, which is a choker, which snaps on and off her neck. It is made of thorns. It is very sharp. So again, it's not just the earrings, and it's the necklace too, and her nails. You're going to want to be very, very careful because all of this could get caught on her gown. This is the ring. It is a blood red ruby, very dark, and as I said, it matches the lip. She is gorgeous. I know the Anja sculpt is its own sculpt, but she does remind me of Veronique or Vanessa 1.0. So, and I'm a huge fan of the Perrin family sculpt, so I'm in heaven with this doll. You people have no idea how much in heaven I am with this doll. Move it back a little bit more. Her hair has product in it to hold the waves, but not a whole lot. It's actually quite soft. She is a brunette. I kind of messed it up a little bit when I was taking it out of the hairnet. I'm sorry about that, but it is gorgeous. I love her hair. I don't know if it's the lighting in my house or the lighting anywhere, but it almost has the hint of like a mystical, you're almost waiting there for there to be streaks of gray in her hair. They aren't there, but you would think they would be. But they are not. Let's turn her around again. She comes with two cuffs, as you can see here. There are also thorns. Again, you do pull out the hand to put them on, which I will do now as I talk about them. This is really, I know a lot of us do not, those of us who collect and have children, don't let them near these dolls, but this is definitely one you want to be very careful with, and also just for yourself, because, again, the jewelry is very, very sharp. Surprisingly so. And I don't know, it seems like one with the bracelet is a little bit of one with the ring is a little bit of overkill. Having two, it's like, what is going on here? One would have been enough. This is definitely a case of mommy tells you take one thing off before you leave the house. Should be one of the cuffs. Let's talk about her shoe, shall we? The shoe is the easiest shoe I have ever put on when it comes to a high heel. And again, let me get a little extra light on it. It is a metallic gray with a metallic silver on the inside. Very high heel. Will open and close with a buckle. Easiest shoe, as I said, I've ever put on. The bottom of the heel is black. Gorgeous. I would almost be willing to say this might even be like a metallic black, and then the inside is gray. There is the buckle. Wait for this to come in focus. There is the buckle. Very easy to put on. Did not have to cry too much doing so. Lovely. Not that you can actually see it under this dress. You should not see it under this dress. No matter how you pose the gown, you are not going to see it under the dress. It's just, the heels are high, but you still won't see it under the dress. The final accessory, to my surprise, given that everything else is either has a black or silver tone to it, there is, to differentiate, a gold purse with lavender, hot pink, and red stones in it. The clasp opens and closes with magnetics. You can maybe put a pair of gloves in there, but why bother? It's a very nice clutch. And again, if you're going to use this clutch, maybe don't use the jewelry. Put on a different set of jewelry. Putting on a different set of jewelry will, by the way, totally change the way this dress is. You put on a different pair of earrings, a different necklace, different jewelry. It goes from having that sort of mystical, magical component to it, the witchiness, the hexiness of it. It goes, and then it becomes something completely different. It becomes much more your traditional ball gown, which is fine, and you know, again, takes the playability off the charts. There is also a stole that comes with this, and I'm going to very quickly take the ring and bracelets off because the stole is also tulle, and I don't want it to catch. So I'm going to show you one side of the tulle. It ends, both ends will end this way in a gathered, roughly edging, and then you have what would go along the body, and then the other end. I was just inspired to do that that kind of loopy thing right there. Just to sort of, because this is sort of long, so I just wanted to do that quick little loopy thing here. I don't know why, I don't think that quite works, but you get my point. So you know what, let me undo that. But again, it's meant to be long and to match, it's meant to match the length of the train. And will, again, hopefully not catch on the ring or the jewelry. So there you go. And again, that whole look of like a frothiness at the back. Very nicely done. Very nicely executed. This NuFantasy was a lottery, I believe. I will have to double check that. She is gorgeous. She is still out there and available. This is definitely a situation where you want to get everything. You want to get her, you want to get the dress, you want to get the accessories. Because again, there's playability off the charts here. You can definitely put the jewelry back on and have that magical, mystical look to her. You can leave the jewelry off and do different jewelry and go for something a little more sophisticated, and that's probably where this purse would work better. So, and of course there's also the flatter. These hands are not particularly curved, but there are the completely flat hands here, by the way. Still sharp though, still very sharp nails, so you want to be careful of that again. But all in all, this is a gorgeous doll. And if I may, I just want to very quickly again point out the packaging. So I'm going to move her off for a second. The NuFace packaging, again, very shiny. The black and silver detailing of this box is very much like the black and silver detailing of her shoes, now that I'm thinking of it. So that's very nicely executed. The back of the box will have your usual traditional warnings, letting you know about sizing. Folks, I made the decision after I showed the back and front of the box. I didn't want to show too much more of the box because it is that reflective that you can see inside my house. It's not exactly clean right now. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go back to the doll and talk about her and say that yes, you 100% get her. Hopefully you can be patient and find her at a decent price. She is worth every penny. Anja, this is gorgeous. This is my favorite Anja. It's one of my favorite dolls, period, and I've been collecting these for over 25 years. And yeah, the gown is just wow. Like I said at the very beginning, the gown is literally a dream come true for me. So this has been quite the treat for Halloween. No tricks involved. And for me and for Anja, I am Barbara, and you're going to see me in my next review, which is going to be something way the heck different. It's still kind of a NuFace. It is a NuFace, but it's a completely different scenario. So everybody, take care. Have a great Halloween. Bye-bye.